What are some of the special things to you about the homes you've lived in, or just the neighborhood in general? What's best about it?
You go in where they're building a house now. It's going to be, well, we'll say these old ones. You had some pine that came out of southern Alabama, northern Florida, and it was, let me think, those things were growing down there. They're growing down there before Columbus came here. And that is your floor. You go over there, and my wife got carpet on that one right there, kind of protecting it. But the whole house had that old pine. The trees had never been disturbed. And what I'm talking about now are building materials. It's just the way that they were built. This siding right here, that's older than Jesus is. They got it out of the Pacific Northwest. And the guy that was head of this thing, what was his name?
Of the Resettlement Administration?
Yeah.
Tugwell?
Yeah. Tugwell told them when they came in here, and this thing had gotten a late start. A lot of them had been finished for 3 years. And he came and got the job, and he said, I got trouble down there at that slag heap joint. I got to, come on, let's go down there and check this out. He said, they're running way behind. So he came over and looked around and said, hey, he said, I like what I see here, change it around. These aren't going to be little farmettes. They're going to be a different type of community. And I want, what the quote was that I want the best, I want these things built with the best material available with no economy of labor. Now that's pretty strong when you're talking about construction.
Yeah. Well, and you think about that now. I mean, that was, 1935, 1936 through 38.
Yeah.
And just about all of this neighborhood, all those 287 homes, still intact, almost to the original. So it speaks to how well it was done.
But nowadays, you got a bunch of wafer board. You got stuff that's squirted out of a machine on the evening shift up there in northern Mississippi. You got when these were built, you didn't have, there was no sheetrock. We're talking plaster here. There was no sheetrock. Go in there and get a house built now and tell them I don't want any sheetrock. And then the foundations now are concrete block. If you said concrete block way back then, they'd have said, what? they were brick. And then you had, anyway, the building supplies were unheard of, back then. Or unheard of back then, but you had like I said, plaster and your brick, and there's something else that isn't sold now. So the materials are all completely different, and every one of them had lasted. And you go into a place where the 287 houses 83 years ago, and they're all standing. It had the little modifications, but that's happened too. And there's been some fires. I remember counting back a couple of years ago, and I counted 5. But you know what happened when you had a fire? You built it back. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. Nobody wants to do that nowadays. They look at, we'll do something different. We'll knock it down or something.
But it, just built to last. I mean, we're standing here in 2021.
But I go back to what old Rex said. He said, I want the best materials available with no economy of labor. And people were starving to death. They needed the work. And when you didn't do anything, like halfway or do it wrong, they'd stop it and get the right folks in there and get it done. And if you finished up, you know what that meant? You going on back to the house without a job. So it's something that you know, it said a lot when he said no economy of labor. Said we have to work on these things till we get them right. You know.
That's right. So it I guess it's pretty special to you that today, like I just said a second ago, just 2021, and we can still see that history here. We can still see that character. Does that mean a lot to you?
It means everything.